Hello everyone, in this video we're going to talk about the respiratory, circulatory, endocrine, and the immune system. The first part says, what is the function of the respiratory system? So the respiratory system is to allow gas exchange, right? You're breathing in oxygen and you're breathing out carbon dioxide. This whole process needs to be done by a certain system because those air won't just float into your body randomly. So this is the function, it's for gas exchange. How are carbon dioxide and oxygen exchanged and transported throughout the body using alveoli and capillaries? So within your lung, there are these little circular parts of the lung that's called the alveoli. And the alveoli right in the lung is surrounded by capillaries right outside. And those capillaries is a part of your circulatory system. So it will carry blood to right outside the lung to pick up oxygen and drop off carbon dioxide. What does that mean? So these capillaries will absorb oxygen from the lung and release carbon dioxide into the lung so that you can breathe out the carbon dioxide, and then the oxygen that you breathe in can actually be carried all around your body using the circulatory system. What mechanism is involved in breathing? I hope that makes sense. If that doesn't make sense, please come ask me. We'll be there on Monday morning. What mechanisms is involved in breathing? So breathing involves something called the diaphragm. The diaphragm is basically a large membrane, a large structure right under your lung, and as the diaphragm goes up and down, it allows you to breathe in and out. So when the diaphragm goes up, it pushes the air out of your body to allow you to breathe out, and when the diaphragm goes down, it allows air to be sucked into your body so that you're breathing in. This is the same question as this one right here. Now we're moving on to the circulatory system. What are the functions of the circulatory system? So I think of it in two different ways. One is that it helps bring in nutrients and getting rid of waste. So the circulatory system is not just to bring all the nutrients all throughout your body, it also picks up the waste so that those can be eliminated out of your body as well. And then the circulatory system, you also want to think of it in relation to the respiratory system, where it carries oxygen to all the different parts of your body, and it carries the carbon dioxide back to where your lung is to get rid of it. That's the circulatory system. What allows blood to be transported throughout your body? The circulatory system, I suppose. What are the three types of blood vessel? You have the veins, artery, and the capillaries. Think about the heart. There are parts of the heart in your circulatory system that carries blood into the heart and parts that carries blood out of the heart. So the part that carries blood into the heart, the deoxygenated blood, is the veins. And then the arteries are the blood vessels that allows your circulatory system to carry oxygenated blood to your body. So you have this heart, right? And then as the heart pumps, it would send oxygenated blood. It has a lot of oxygen all throughout your body so that all of your body cells can get that oxygen and go through cell respiration. And then as these oxygen are used up by the blood vessel giving the oxygen to your cells, now these blood vessels, your blood is now going to be filled with carbon dioxide instead, because as it's dropping off oxygen for the needy cells, is also going to pick up the carbon dioxide that the cells don't need, and then it's going to go back to the heart. So the veins allows the deoxygenated blood, meaning it's a blood without much oxygen, and it has a lot of carbon dioxide, going back to the heart so that it can go to the lung and pick up more oxygen. And then there's the arteries that goes out of the heart that allows oxygen to be sent all throughout your body. The next one is, which type of blood vessel is very thin and is in charge of delivering oxygen to body cells? Those are the capillaries. So you have capillaries, these are the tiny blood vessels all throughout your body, and those very thin capillary walls can allow gas exchange to happen more easily. The next one, what is the main function of red blood cells? Is to carry oxygen. What is the function of the white blood cell? Is to fight off infectious disease, is to damage the pathogens that are in your body. What type of protein is responsible for blood clotting? That is the platelets. What is the endocrine system and what is its function? So the endocrine system It involves all the parts of your body that secretes hormone, and its function is to maintain homeostasis. So, for example, your body needs a certain level of water, it needs a certain temperature, it needs a certain level of blood sugar level. All of this is done by the endocrine system secreting hormones. What is the function of steroid hormones? So those are the hormones that are lipid-based. Those can go through your cell membrane directly and go into the nucleus to control gene expression, meaning that what genes are turned on to produce a certain type of protein, what genes are turned off so that we're not wasting energy to produce proteins that our body don't need. Okay? So the steroid hormones is to control gene expression, but you have to understand what gene expression means. It's to turn a gene on or off so that the gene product, which are the proteins, can be made or cannot be made when it's not needed. The next one is, how is blood sugar level regulated and how does liver help maintain homeostasis? This one, remember that picture? So you have, when you eat a big meal, let's start with this, okay? The whole process is you eat a big meal and then your pancreas, which is a part of the endocrine system, is going to release insulin. Insulin does two things. First, it allows your body parts to take up a lot of the blood sugar in order to, produce energy. Second off, it's going to allow the liver to store a lot of the sugar. So then the result is that your blood sugar will go down. So the process goes, you eat, the blood sugar goes up, and then all those things that I just mentioned happens, and your blood sugar goes down. This is called the negative feedback because the cause and the effect are the opposite of each other. And then if you haven't eaten for a long time, we're going to do the opposite. So you're hungry, your body needs more sugar, and your blood sugar is now low. And then what happens is the pancreas is going to release glucagon, which is basically the hormone that's opposite of insulin. So the glucagon will allow the liver to release the stored glucose into your blood so that your blood glucose level can go up. So this is to maintain homeostasis of the blood sugar level. The next one is, what causes infectious diseases? Those are pathogens. It could be a virus, a bacteria, it could be a fungus, it could be a parasitic worm, and all that. How are infectious diseases spread? It can be spread through the air, airborne. You can through direct contact. You can have infectious disease spread through blood. But if you can come up with anything else, that's very helpful as well. How do vaccines help fighting disease? Well, vaccines are either very tiny dose of the pathogen, or it's a dose of the pathogen that doesn't actually hurt you. So vaccines helps your body build its immune system by producing a lot of the white blood cells that are very specific to that particular disease, so that the second time you're exposed to that disease, your body can respond really quickly so that your body can fight it off really quickly. It doesn't mean that you will not get the disease at all, but it's possible that your body fights it so fast that you won't even notice the attack of the pathogen, or even if you were to get that disease, it's going to be a lot less severe than it would be if you didn't have that vaccine. What are the body's non-specific or innate immune system against pathogens? So non-specific means this immune system responds to all the pathogen the same way. Innate means you're born with it. So they're talking about the same thing. Examples of this include your skin, because it just repels bacteria. It protects whatever is inside your skin, right? And then the sweat of your skin also has digestive enzymes that can break down a lot of the pathogen. So the skin is one of them, and then there's also the tears, for example. The tears also have digestive enzymes that can kill some of the pathogen. There is also the inflammatory response, which when you get sick, your body will attack that area. So let's say you have an infection right here, right? And then inflammatory response will make this area really red, and if you touch it, it's a little hot. And the reason why it becomes a little hot is because at higher temperature, it's harder for the pathogen to live. And then the redness is the blood your blood is coming over to this area, bringing a lot of the white blood cells to fight off the pathogen. So those are all your body's non-specific, wait, just kidding. The inflammatory response, the heating up and the swelling, those are the non-specific defense, okay? The white blood cells are what we call specific defense or acquired immune system, meaning you have to get it from somewhere. So although you're born with white blood cells, there are a ton of different kinds of white blood cells, and a lot of them, there's not a good amount of it to actually do any good. It takes too long to help you get rid of that disease. So what happens is, let's say you get a flu vaccine. A flu vaccine, that's right. So when that happens, your body will produce a ton of the white blood cells that can attack that specific type of flu and produce a ton of antibodies, so that even if the flu virus gets into your body can respond really fast to that, and you'll be just fine. And the reason why it's specific is because the white blood cells are very specific. Every single type of white blood cell, and there are, I would say, at least thousands of different types of white blood cells. They don't attack the same thing. Different types of white blood cells have different targets of the pathogen. The next one is, what is the difference between antigen and antibody? So a pathogen that can cause an immune response is called an antigen. So you can basically think of antigen and pathogen as the same thing. What is an antibody? So those antibodies are produced by your white blood cells, and the antibodies can surround the pathogen or the antigen and mark it for destroy. Okay, so let's say this is your antigen. The antibodies will come around it and tag it so that another white blood cell can come and destroy. Okay, it's also possible that as the antibodies surround the antigen, this antigen is basically useless because it's unable to attach to your healthy body cells anymore. So this antigen can't do any damage. The last one is, how can misguided immune response cause problems, and what is an autoimmune disease? So a misguided immune response can cause you to have allergies or cause autoimmune disease, for example. And an autoimmune disease is when your body's immune cells, such as the white blood cells, cannot differentiate between the pathogen and healthy body cells. So instead of just killing the pathogen, it's also killing the healthy body cells. So it's basically your body is killing you. It's unfortunate. It's good that none of us have it, or as I know of. All right, this is all for this is human part 3. Okay, good luck for studying.